Um, Stereotypes that are made towards my race, that we're hood and ghetto, and that if I walk around the school with a hoodie on, people immediately think that I'm trying to do something suspicious.
One big one is getting pregnant. They don't finish high school, they get pregnant, and they drop out.
There's a lot of stereotypes of being mixed. One is that you can't text back, which I can't, so. But I don't know, it's a bunch of just absurd standards that a lot of mixed race people are supposed to be held to, like having really curly, beautiful hair and just having really nice, clear complexion. I don't have either of those, but I'm just like, I'm still mixed.
Just because I'm Latino, I play soccer, or just because I'm Hispanic, that I like to do certain things.
So some stereotypes that identify with my race, particularly as a female, are the basic white girl, which is like go to Starbucks, go to the mall all the time. And it's interesting because I don't necessarily find that stereotype super offensive. I've never really read into it that much, but it definitely exists, so it's out there.
We're loud and ghetto, and we steal, we fight, and we just do all these ratchet things that are not true.
Oh God. There's definitely a lot of stereotypes made towards my race, especially with like what's going on in the Middle East and stuff, with like just being a person who like looks like me with my skin tone, that like we're terrorists or we're like things of that nature.
Yeah, we like ratchet, we like fried chicken, Kool-Aid, and watermelon. That we like thuggish, and like we just always in jail. We do the worst things of the worst.
Oh, some stereotypes that are towards my race is that like a lot of black guys are just like dumb or whatever, or we're just like always violent. We always have built up anger just for no reason.
Oh my God, fried chicken, Kool-Aid, the assumption that I don't have a father for some reason. I don't.
That all Indians are good at math. That like we have a lot of money to like buy whatever we want. Like we're all super smart, and we're all engineers and doctors and nothing else.
Like I always get called a dumb blonde, but anyone really has blonde hair. But it's mainly like white chicks that, like when you have blonde hair, you get called a dumb blonde. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of stuff about how like a lot of white people are racist, and like that's like true shit.
Some stereotypes towards my race is that like all Hispanics are like either Mexican. They say that we're all illegal, that Trump is out there to get us.
Asian people are really known as smart, but I don't ever encounter that. White people, just never, not any negative stereotypes besides like just liking Starbucks and like being basic and like such.
I don't stereotypes towards white people. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that was a person, I like brought a person, it was the first person that I think had come to my new house since I moved here, and they looked at me when we're pulling into my driveway and they go, "This is your house?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, I thought you lived in a trailer park." And I was like, "Oh." And it was just like a weird thing, but I don't know, yeah. How did that make me feel? I could give a about what people think, but I don't know. I think it made me feel kind of good that I wasn't giving off a vibe of like, cause I rather like act like I live in a trailer park, whatever that even means, than act like I live in a huge house, you know? I don't act what?
Like, I would never think that, like, cause you act, you're so humble.
Yeah, you don't act like a rich.
I know, but I think that's part of like, because like I recognize my privilege, and I think like a lot of white kids at this school need to start doing that. No tea, no shame.
A lot of times that like black people are more so impoverished, or that they're just into really bad things, so like drugs, stealing, stuff like that. But then for like black women, it's like that we're always mad, or that we always have an attitude. Like you can't be a powerful black woman. Like a powerful black woman just is someone who's hateful, and I think that's like the worst thing ever, being someone who I'm trying to become a powerful black woman.
It's like a whole, oh, you're so ghetto, or your hair is always fake. And for the light skin, everybody's like, oh, you're so petty. Oh, you just think you're better than everybody else. Oh, you just think that nothing is gonna happen to you, or you just don't even acknowledge being black, and that's just not true.
There's a lot of stereotype that makes towards my race, especially since I'm like kind of like been raised to two different culture. It's like, oh, I'm stupid, or like somebody learned like, oh my gosh, she's black, right? So she must be like really not smart, or she doesn't have any goal in life, or like I have like all I want to do in life is probably just, I don't know, sit home and eat popcorn. I have no idea. Or I just eat fried chickens. That's all I want in my life apparently. Or like if they learn like, oh, she's African, like I identify myself as African, it's like, oh, she must be like really dumb or something. Like they treat me so low class and look down. Like there's so many people who look down on me kind of thing. So yeah.
We can't dance, but like nothing that like is bad or like gets like makes it so that I'm treated differently or badly. Like white people definitely do not get treated worse for being white at all.
I think a stereotype for African Americans is that we're supposed to be in regular classes and we're the delinquents of the school. We act crazy, we don't go to class, we skip, we don't pay attention in class. And then like the stereotype for white people is that like they're so smart and they're the only ones that are taking AP classes and honors classes, and that's like what's expected of them. And there's also the stereotype that like most black people like need help in order to like they need that extra push in order for us to do like honors classes and AP classes.
Oh, you know, like the normal stuff, like people see me, they see that I'm an athlete, you know, there's like, oh, you play basketball, you play football, you know, like whenever people say, oh, you play baseball, it's like, oh, you're kind of white, huh? It's like, you know, and it doesn't bother me as much anymore. Like I said, I'm secure in myself, and like what sport I play has nothing to do with the kind of person I am. But I mean, it's frustrating sometimes, you know, be treated differently.
Yeah, this is kind of cliche, but like, you know, the KFC, fried chicken, watermelon Kool-Aid. You know, like we're all good at sports, and the only thing that we can do is sports, music, sports and music, basically.
I think, I don't know, different stereotypes are made like towards different races, like, or any race, I think, and even like including like being white. I think it's just something that goes along with anything, or stereotypes of being a girl or anything. So it's just hard to like differentiate which one goes with like either being a girl or being like Hispanic. So
probably since I am Asian, a lot of people ask me about work, and yeah.
That we're drug dealers, that we're criminals, that we're lazy or poor, that we don't know anything.